Hey, guess what? It's time for Making Kayfabe with your hosts, Bryce and Dylan.
Hello, party people. You are all hereby invited to the sweetest shindig in town. It's called Making Kayfabe, and you guys have exclusive party passes, VIP passes. How about that? And your hosts for this evening of this incredible party are, of course, Bryce and Dylan, the Making Kayfabe connoisseurs, if you will. I don't know if that works, but we're going to roll with it. And we are in charge of the happiest party in town. So thank you very much for coming to our club and enjoying the sweet, sweet vibes that you're about to enjoy. we'll stick with that.
What are they going to do again?
Today we're going to talk about the biggest party animal of all. It's Adam Rose. Everybody remembers Adam Rose, the party animal with his entourage of party people. He's one of a kind, really. And before we get to that too much, we're going to talk to my good friend Bryce. Hello, Bryce. How are you?
Tell you what, Dylan, I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. So, are you excited about Adam Rose?
I genuinely am. This is one I was excited for when you told me about it, because I mean, you gave me a little spoiler about something that might happen during it, and I'm just waiting to see what happens there. But Adam Rose, majorly underrated. Adam Rose probably wasn't the guy's strongest character. I think pretty much everyone's agreed on that. I think he could have been a lot bigger than what he was, but I mean, he was given the Adam Rose gimmick. He ran with it. It was popular. He got like lots of fan attention, and it was good for a little while. And then just WWE lost interest in him because he was getting over. Nobody gets over in WWE without permission. And then he just got jobbed out again and again and again and again, and then eventually had a bunny. And then that's pretty much death for anybody, right? When you get a bunny.
We hit the bunny like right off the bat.
Well, the bunny started getting involved in matches and shit, though, right?
Yeah. We'll touch on that.
With the bunny.
Yeah, we'll touch on that on the history. But I agree with your assessment in that feuding with a man dressed as a bunny rabbit probably isn't the fast track to the main event.
No.
Doesn't seem like it. Seems like
you don't think WrestleMania main event when a guy's feuding with a bunny, right?
No, it was an odd choice, I think. And I think you're correct in that he made the best of what he had, because he really did do a really good job with Adam Rose, I thought. Yeah. Even if it wasn't the greatest gimmick. Again, that's the kind of gimmick where you're like, I don't see this guy as the main event of WrestleMania. But
we were talking about this last week about Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
The character wasn't good, but she did her best with it, and it was she done great with it.
Yes.
Just a shame the character sucked. And like kind of same with Adam Rose. I don't know if the character sucked, but it wasn't ever going to be a serious main eventer, and he played it very well, regardless. But yeah, just I feel like the guy could have got more in WWE. Certainly, he had an interest in running NXT, which I'm sure you'll cover. But
yes,
it sucks to see the guy really not getting what he was due.
I agree. The Alexa Bliss comparison makes sense because it's the same kind of thing here. Somebody's lumbered with a gimmick that isn't, optimal, isn't super. Well, not to say that's not super over, because he was pretty over as Adam Rose, but he also felt like he kind of hit a ceiling.
Sure.
How much further is Adam Rose going to go? And typically, the WWE didn't even try. They were like, "Fuck him."
That doesn't sound like them.
Oh, exactly. Because the WWE, they book everything perfectly, which makes our job very hard.
Why are we even here? They're just doing such a great job,
I know. Fortunately for us, so they slipped up with Adam Rose, and they give us an opportunity to get in there.
As a one-off,
yeah. And Alexa Bliss last week as well. But apart from that, that's...
And Owen Hart.
But that's, true. But Owen Hart was pretty successful. No, Viscera, of course, you would argue, was one of the best wrestlers of all time, and therefore...
We're true.
The WWE used them pretty well.
Good point.
So really just these two,
in the whole history, that's not bad. I mean, that's 2 out of 20 million wrestlers. Yeah.
Pretty
good track record. WWE.
Approximately 20 million.
Yeah, roundabout.
Yes. So we're going to get to talking about Adam Rose and the history of Adam Rose and the rebooking of what I have in store, which is going to be pretty sweet. But before we get to that, why don't we see what the party people, the fans of Making Kayfabe, had to say about Adam Rose? What about that?
Let's go and check in with those party people.
Let's do it. So, party people, let's see what you guys have to say. We've got CJ Palmisano on Twitter, of course.
Hey, there's a party person.
He is. He likes to party, you know.
DJ Party Person, I think is his real name.
That's his full name, yes.
Yeah.
But he puts a pseudonym on Twitter just so that nobody, you know.
So no one can find him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he's so much of a party person that everybody wants to party with him, and you're like, no. You gotta wait. You can't. There's only so many hours in the day, my friend. You know.
That's it. Not everyone can party with CJ.
Exactly. We can because we're fucking cool.
Well, of course, yeah, because we're party people.
Oh, so you're on board with the party people thing now?
I am now. I'm liking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that CJ is a party person, I'm game. Yeah.
Oh, whenever I'm a party person, no, fuck him. But when CJ is, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
That's the long and short of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have seen that coming. So let's see what CJ has to say. He says that I love the character. I remember there was a clip on Twitter I saw once with him and Barrett in the UK singing his theme song. The crowd were loving him. It just goes to show if you're not in the WWE's plans to get over, then they'll do what they can to stop you. That's pretty much what you were saying earlier.
Nobody gets over without permission. Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody seems like they're getting over the WWE. You're like, nope, cut it. That's not what we had in mind. And you're like, well, you're allowed to roll with the punches there, guys, you know?
Unless they literally can't avoid it with like Daniel Bryan, obviously. But you know, it's like you look at them all, like Zack Ryder, you see bloody Sean O'Haire, you see basically everyone we've covered in the past, you know.
Yeah, but even like a guy like CM Punk, you know, was super over, and
for a long time. Yeah.
Like they used them and they used them right sometimes, but you're like, come on, keep the pressure on this guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. Here's the great Khali, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here's Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, thanks. This wonderful gift, you know.
Yeah, I must see that video of them singing in the UK though. That sounds awesome.
That'll be pretty cool. But that's the UK fans are always a bit roidy, you know.
Yeah, roidy. Yeah,
they're pretty fun.
They're like party people.
They did that with a Fandango as well. You remember?
Yeah, that got to like I got in the UK charts, right?
Yeah, and like people were singing it.
Yeah, Fandango's entrance music was like 16 or something in the charts.
Yeah, you're like, that shit's funny, man.
Yeah.
And WWE, you're like, nope, let's not do anything with them for years and then release them.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. He's probably going to be in the list at some point too. We got a lot of people to work through, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. So many.
It's ridiculous how like we have lists of people like, oh, gotta add him to the list. You know, we come up with new ones every week. You know.
And WWE just keep giving us more to add as well.
They're fucking gluttons for punishment. So let's see who else we've got. Kevin Molnar on Twitter says, always thought the Adam Rose character shared similar traits with Russell Brand's Aldous Snow. What film is that from? Get Him in the Greek?
Yeah, get the Greek. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like you could only do so much with the party guy fool gimmick, but you could modify it. WWE could have made him the prototype OC, Orange Cassidy. A savant in the ring, but he doesn't care and wants to party. That's a good angle.
Yeah, I like that, actually. Yeah, is that what you've got to do?
Well, we'll see. I don't want to spoil anything.
I like it. I do see the comparisons between that character. Like, I saw the film ages and ages and ages ago, but like I remember the character being very similar to what Adam Rose was. And like, what was the character's name?
Aldous Snow.
Al Snow, yeah, exactly.
Al Snow, yeah.
So yeah, I remember Al Snow. Do you remember Al Snow?
They fucking ripped that gimmick from Al Snow.
Exactly.
This Russell Brand like talked to. Well, Russell Brand's always looking for head anyway, so that story checks out.
You know? Exactly.
Yeah. Anywho, so let's see what else we got. Jason Titus on Twitter says, I didn't mind the whole party animal gimmick. Seeing him go undefeated for so long, in hindsight, was actually kind of surprising. If he had to lose, I just wish it wasn't the Key of all people. Much more, I think his gimmick was perfect for someone on a small scale like NXT. Meanwhile, the main roster was definitely more ready for Leo Kruger. Interesting. Though with the right people involved in this Party Express, I think even his Adam Rose character could have been an absolute hit. I remember for a while, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd were part of the Express. They managed to beat the New Day together. I don't remember that.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. I feel like they had stuck together, or Adam added more talented members to his Express. Adam's career could have been pretty great.
Great comment.
I see. Yeah, it is. I see where that guy's coming from, but I feel like if you add more people to like the entourage as the party people, somebody's going to get lost to the shuffle there. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like, do you know there was a lot of like now famous people within that the Rosebuds, right?
Yes.
Because like there was Braun Strowman, there was Nikki
Roman was
Cross,
there.
Joe Hendry was one of them as well. Believe it or not.
Yes, I
You
think
know,
wasn't Justin Gabriel the bunny? Somebody
he was the
I think
bunny.
it was
Yeah,
Justin Gabriel
exactly.
was the bunny.
There's loads. Like I think there's so many people
There was
as well.
somebody else. There's another female that I
There's
can't
a
remember.
big name. There's a big name within it. I can't remember who it was, but
Bigger than Braun Strowman? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean,
not
literally, because
yeah.
he's a big guy, you know. He's a big man. But
I like it. Yeah, what JT's saying as well. Like Adam Rose, I think he was on that undefeated streak and he lost to Kane, which in itself isn't bad, but it was corporate Kane.
the best of all the Canes.
That's the worst of all the Kanes. No,
He's the scariest one.
he's not the scariest one. He's in fucking
Dude,
dress trousers.
Seriously, when you see Keane like with a full get-up, you're like, "Wow, that's pretty scary." But then when you see him like with no mask and just in a suit and a tie, looking super uncomfortable, he looks so creepy. I'm like, that's scarier than the actual like monster Keane.
How do you figure?
He's just so scary. Like it's just creepy. And he's all like, remember the way he talks as well? It's like not like Keane. He's like, "Hey, I'm the backstage guy." You're like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
this is all gone wrong."
yeah.
You know? It's
I
so
don't know,
strange.
man. Like he seemed like a silly business person, whereas you know when he was Kane, when he was unmasked as Kane, he was setting people on fire and shit. So I don't know, but
Isn't it
wasn't under one of his careers, so he shouldn't have beaten Adam Rose. It shouldn't have ended the streak.
I agree with that. And you know, but that's the WWE. You don't know what they're up to. You never know what they're up to, and like we said, it makes our job very easy. So that's some of the comments from the Kayfabe fans, the sexy awesome Kayfabe fans, of course. Also a shout out to Ryan, Andy, and Matthew on Twitter for their comments as well. Woo. Thank you very much, guys, for getting in touch. We always appreciate it. But that's what the people thought about Adam Rose. Why don't I do a little history and we see what the company themselves thought about Adam Rose?
I'm really looking forward to this. Let's do it.
Wee. That's the transition.
Yep, I'm gonna keep that in. That's a new transition. It's not gonna be it's gonna be whee.
Okay. So we'll do a little bit of history of Adam Rose. This party animal. He is a party animal. You see, you're getting into it now. So you want to party? You want to go to a party?
No.
Should we throw a party? Okay, well, I tried.
You gave it your all.
Me and Bryce never hang out other than this podcast. We're not even friends.
It. Yeah, not even friends. Yeah,
No.
This is strictly business. Yeah.
All I've ever wanted is to go out and have a beer with Bryce, but he's just every week he's like, "No, I don't like you." I'm like, "Well,
it's because you're a party person and I'm a party animal, Dylan. Is what it is.
that is exactly it. Yes, yeah. I'm a person and you're some kind of dog monkey hybrid. Yeah, we're not quite sure.
Beasting about the dance floor, exactly.
You are beasting about, yeah. Anyway, let's save this for the animal podcast. It's a different show. But we're talking about Adam Rose, so let's do this. Adam Rose first started with the WWE in 2010. Can you imagine? 2010.
Wow.
Long time ago now. He was working in Florida Championship Wrestling as Leo Kruger.
Yes.
Which is how some people fondly remember Adam Rose was as Leo Kruger. So FCW eventually absorbed into the WWE and changed its name to NXT. And we don't know what NXT stands for, so don't worry about it. In 2012, Leo Kruger's gimmick was like of a South African kind of mercenary or hunter, that kind of gimmick.
So good, man. Which
was really cool, wasn't it? Everybody seemed to like it.
His promos, man. Like I watched I put some of the. So by the time this episode was released, I've put a lot of the videos on Twitter of Leo Kruger, and just the promos are so unique, man. Like his accent, start off, you don't get many people on WWE TV with a South African accent. His character is very much like it's a Far Cry 3 with is it Vass or Van, something like that, but like a crazy dude basically, and just the things he's saying in these promo are just very unique as well, and he has the kind of catchphrase, the da da, you know.
Well, it's the tone of voice, the way he says it, like that's.
He just seems fucking what's the word? Just seems insane, to be honest.
Yeah.
He just seems insane. Like just this man is not right in the head, and he seemed dangerous when he's making these promos. But
and he played it well.
He played it so well, and then I don't know why. I don't know why WWE thought that, let's get rid of this awesome character and let's make him a fucking party animal.
It is strange. It is strange. Like, that's kind of a thing they do a lot where they say, you can do this really well. Let's see how you adapt to a challenge.
Yeah.
They do that a lot where they're like, let's change it and see if you can adapt to it. Which
they can challenge him within the character, though.
Exactly. A lot of the times when they do that, it feels like they're cutting the legs off a guy. Instead of capitalizing on how good this guy is at something, they say, let's see if he can do something else. I'm like, no. Make the money off the good thing first, and then see if he can do it, But
yeah, exactly, man. But if you're listening to this and you haven't seen a Leo Kruger promo,
go look it up.
I've got at least 2 of them on my Twitter, on our Twitter page.
At Making Kayfabe.
At Making Kayfabe, or search YouTube for Leo Kruger, and you'll see some.
Go to our Twitter page.
but mainly go to the Twitter, because we like the likes.
Yes, and like it, and then follow us is very important.
All that stuff.
That's part of it. Once you like the video and then follow us on Twitter, then the video will make even more sense. It'll be even better. So
that's it. Don't go to YouTube at all. Like fuck YouTube. Unless it's our YouTube page, which is also Making Kayfabe. But I mean,
if you're listening to this on YouTube, thank you very much. Remember,
thanks for being on YouTube. Yeah.
Like and subscribe, and then this whole video will seem even better. Because we don't make the rules, man. We just enforce them.
Exactly.
So basically, the WWE, once again, and if you're keeping count at home, I don't know what we're up to now, but the WWE dropped the ball with this because a few years later, after the Leo Kruger character was starting to make waves in NXT, in 2014, Kruger changed his gimmick and his name, and he now became Adam Rose. He was now a friendly party animal who had an entourage of followers with him called the Rosebuds, and they would accompany him to the ring, and they give off a real party atmosphere. It was a total 180. It was a hell of a gimmick change, But like we said, he made it work. He really did. So he started off the gimmick change on NXT, and then vignettes for the main roster appeared after WrestleMania. So in March on NXT, he changed from Leo Kruger to Adam Rose, and then in April, already vignettes were being shown on the main roster. Like, that's quick. Are you sure this is gonna work?
I mean, it's very much the intention was to put him in the main roster, right? If it's that quick, the gimmick change and everything else. Like, we want to get this guy in the main roster, but we don't want Leo Kruger for whatever fucking reason. So let's make him a party animal, right? Yeah,
that's way better. That's what people like. He debuted on Raw on May 5th while he distracted Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
Boy, I thought that was a good idea, and then they dropped that shit too. Nice work, WWE. So that was his first appearance on the main roster. He eventually ended up wrestling the match on May 26th against Damian Sandow, who's another guy we'll probably end up rebooking.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Add him to the list too. Here we go. As we mentioned earlier, he went undefeated until October, whenever he was beaten by Kane for no reason. Like, you had him an undefeated streak, and then he loses to Kane, and then that's it.
Corporate
Kane. Well, Kane is Kane. That's what they say. It's the old catchphrase.
Kane's Kane.
Yep. So shortly after this, at the end of October, they began to tease issues between Adam Rose and the Bunny. So here comes the money feud. The Bunny, of course, was a member of Adam Rose's entourage who Rose believed was taking too much attention away from himself, So, and you hate it when that happens, when your giant bunny friend starts taking too much attention away from you.
So
tells you how good you are. The fucking bunny is taking attention from you,
That's it, man. Imagine how Donnie Darko feels.
He killed all those people, didn't he? I don't remember. I haven't seen that film in so long.
Nobody killed anyone.
Killed a bunch of people.
He got killed, right?
Yeah, he killed people with it, right? Look,
I don't know.
We're rebooking Donnie Darko next week, all right?
But no, the bunny. It's great to see the bunny doing so well in AEW now. So at least that turned out well.
Yeah, it's the same bunny, I assume.
Same bunny, yeah.
Yeah. So throughout November and December, they started to tease this rift with Rose and the Bunny, starting to team together occasionally. The Bunny would try to help Adam Rose win matches. The Bunny got injured by Kian, of course. The Bunny wrestled a singles match. They billed it as an interspecies match.
Oh, fuck off.
A rabbit versus a man. It was against Tyson Kidd. And then eventually at the end of the year, the Bunny won a very prestigious Slammy Award. So you can see why Adam Rose would get jealous of the Bunny.
What was the Slammy for?
Oh, being a bunny, probably.
Oh man, that's so. I mean,
Adam Rose is like, God, I thought it was mine.
So
I
many
was
contenders
sure.
for that. That's the thing.
If I was sure I was gonna win it this year, the bunny, I dare you. So, at the tail end of December, after a loss to R-Truth, oh boy, how the mighty have fallen already.
Yeah, that's like the.
And that's no knock on R-Truth, but Lord,
No, dude. As much as I love our truth, like that is
Yep.
that is death, isn't it? Like losing to our truth.
another guy we should put in the list.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to do our truth.
Love R-Truth. That motherfucker.
Former NWA champion.
Yes, and look at him now. He beat Adam Rose. Champion. There you go. So after losing to R-Truth, Adam Rose snaps and he beats up the bunny. So I guess that's how you become a heel. that's how wrestling works. You beat up the bunny and now you're a bad guy.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's how it works in real life, right? I mean,
yeah,
if you went into public and beat up a bunny, like you'd probably get a few hairs.
You know when you go into a pet shop and you just start beating the shit out of all the rabbits?
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna like you.
No one's gonna be like, "Hey, that guy's so cool." Yeah. No, they're gonna fucking hate you. So it's true to life. Wrestling imitates life.
I mean, that explains so much about my life now. Now that I think about it, that's why they were throwing shit at me.
Makes sense, right? Don't do it.
The bunny, but it's easy.
They don't even fight back.
Pads up my win-loss record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so now Adam Rose is a bad guy, a heel who bullies his Rosebud followers. So now that we've had the heel change at the end of 2014, guess what he does now? That's right, not very much.
Main event.
Very almost. So as a bad guy,
main event the show.
If even, you know, that's how the mighty have fallen. So as a new bad guy, he starts fighting Zack Ryder. He lost the Andre the Giant Battle Royale at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
He somehow picked up Rosa Mendez as a valet.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, but that didn't go too far. And then he disbanded the Rosebuds in May 2015, which is roughly about a year after he debuted on Raw.
Ouch.
So now he's a heel with no Rosebuds. No more party animal Adam Rose for us. So I'm sure whatever comes next will be pretty good, right? They're getting rid of the Rosebuds. They've turned him heel. Obviously, there's a reason for this, right? I think we can all see where this is going. Yeah, we're all excited. So in June, he does this weird gimmick where he's kind of like an artistic kind of heel. And he's talking about like masterpieces and stuff. And he talks about like a masterpiece that he's eventually going to reveal to the world, right?
Okay.
Spoiler alert, nothing happened there. They dropped that.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
and then, so that was in June. By August, he had his gimmick changed to a party pooper.
Party pooper.
Where he constantly talked about pooping. That's
really?
the WWE for you. Well, he would be like, you're a party pooper. I want to you poop. Like the word pooper was used a lot. And I'm like, I don't think that's. Again, you think Steve Austin would have made it to WrestleMania? You're a real party pooper. You know? So.
He's actually using like poop jokes, basically.
I think so, but it didn't. Obviously, that didn't go too far. But here's the kicker. He then was in a tag team with Brad Maddox. That's right, Brad Maddox. Until Brad Maddox was released a few weeks after that, so that's the end of that. Then he.
Why did Brad Maddox get released?
Because he was useless.
I don't think it was that, but okay.
We're gonna because he was beating up bunnies in real life. Horrible person. I don't know if that's true.
I know why he got released.
Was it because he was beating up bunnies?
No.
Oh. Was it because he killed a guy?
No.
Okay. Do you want to keep guessing?
No, let's just not talk about it, but you can look it up.
Okay. So after that whole debacle, he started his own talk show segment called The Rosebush, which actually sounded like a half-decent idea, so obviously that didn't go anywhere. So now we're at the beginning of 2016, and you could say his main roster appearances haven't been super good so far. But yeah, by the beginning of 2016, now he was part of a group called the Social Outcasts.
I remember these guys, actually, yeah. Alongside
Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas, the main eventers of 2016, finally.
I forgot about those guys. Awesome. Yeah.
I wonder why you forgot about those guys.
Yeah.
You forgot about Curtis Axel? What the fuck? So in April of 2016, he was suspended for violating the WWE wellness policy, although he claimed that and showed documents for it on Twitter that he was all above board. He had doctor's notes for the prescriptions.
Yeah. It's prescribed, yeah. I do recall that, yeah.
Then that was in April. Then in May, he was booked by the police for domestic violence charges.
Oh.
And then by the end of May, he'd been released. The charges against him were dropped.
Right.
Regarding that, but he was after that.
Didn't do it, yeah.
Yes, we don't know what the deal was there.
Yeah.
All we know is the charges were dropped, and the WWE released him. So after that, he went off to work the independents as Aldo Rose for a while, and then he retired in 2019. He's probably very happy that he's far away from the WWE.
Yeah. Did you see the size of him in 2019?
I did, yeah.
Fucking huge.
He bulked up significantly.
Yeah, muscly dude, yeah.
Yeah, and now
He looks totally different. I think I've got this tweet coming up as well, but I've got a photo of Adam Rose in 2019, and just dude is fucking massive. Buff, buff Rose.
Yeah, Buff Rose.
Buff Rosewell, yeah.
Buff Rosewell. Yeah, the tag team with Adam Rose and Buff Bagwell. I don't know why that didn't take off either.
Well, that's what's coming up in this story, right?
Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but you know it. Hell yes. Wouldn't be a rebooking of mine if I didn't put Buff Bagwell in there somewhere. Am I right, fellas? Who doesn't love Buff the Stuff Bagwell? So, let's do a rebooking. Our rebooking is going to begin at the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015. Okay? So, with that kind of time frame, we've seen lovable Adam Rose, the party animal, for a couple of months now since he debuted in May. He's having a great time. He seems unconcerned with whether or not people like him because it's all about the party. He's been buzzing around the mid-card pretty solidly. Not doing anything super special, but not doing anything terrible either.
Is he main roster?
Yes.
Right, okay.
This is a couple of months after he's been on the main roster. Right?
Okay, right. That makes sense, yeah.
But he hasn't lost to Kane. He hasn't started the feud with the Bunny.
Good.
Okay, but he's just still looking like a reliable mid carder. He's looking pretty good, but he's not, like I say, he's not doing anything super special yet. So the Royal Rumble is coming up, and Adam Rose is ready to punch his ticket for the Rumble because he's got nothing else going on, so he's got to do something. So he gets his Rosebuds together and he tells them that he needs their help at the Royal Rumble. So the bit where he falls off the apron in a trust fall and they all catch him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, in the Royal Rumble, when I get thrown out, you have to all catch me. Put me back into the ring. That way, I'll never lose. I'll win the Royal Rumble. It's a foolproof plan, But of course, not everything goes to plan, and the WWE is full of fools, so it doesn't quite go the way that Adam Rose would have liked. And despite his clever plan, he doesn't win the Royal Rumble, partly because of the Bunny, who's busy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. He's busy playing up to the crowd instead of doing what Adam Rose asked him to do. But you know what? Adam Rose doesn't mind. Life's a party, baby. He's got to roll with the punches. You got to move to the next house party. You got to keep it going. He doesn't seem so phased. And he promises the party train is going to keep rolling. It's going to roll through whatever fucking city Raw is at next week. Let's say Dinosaur, Colorado. That's right. That is a real city.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
This is a fun trip. I went to look up some of the stupidest names of cities in America, so you're about to hear some of them. So
we've got quite a lot of listeners in Colorado. I hope none of them live in Dinosaur.
Well, that'd be an awesome place to live.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Where are you from? Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
That's where Luchasaurus is from, right?
Imagine you said that to somebody where are you from? And they went, Dinosaur. You're like, are you okay? What? I asked you where you were from. Dinosaur.
Where were you born? Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. You're like, okay. See you later. So that night in Dinosaur, Colorado, Raw continues on as it does. Adam Rose is scheduled to fight some fucking bum. I don't know. Let's say Bo Dallas. He's getting ready to go out to the ring when his entourage finds the Bunny backstage. Oh, he's all beaten up. Somebody beat up the Bunny. How could anybody do that? Oh no. And it wasn't me, even though earlier I was bragging about beating up bunnies. Shops, yeah. That guy, that was a human-sized bunny. I couldn't take that guy. Ridiculous. I'm too much of a coward for that. So it turns out they beat up the bunny so bad they got to take him to the hospital. Oh no, what are we gonna do? But Adam Rose tells him
the vet, surely.
that is true. I made a mistake there. That's correct. Should have taken him to the vet. Oops. Well, Adam Rose tells him that he don't worry about it. He's gonna find a way to power through. The party doesn't have to stop just because the bunny's dead or sick or whatever. Don't worry about it. Adam Rose has to keep bringing the good vibes to the people. So he tells the entourage to go with the bunny to hospital or to the vets, which must have made a very strange and uncomfortable ambulance ride. Where they take a man dressed as a bunny and then 30 other people, one of whom is Braun Strowman, to the hospital. Like the ambulance is like tipping up at the back because Braun
It's
Strowman's
like dragging across the ground. Yeah.
Oh boy. So Bo Dallas is in the ring and he's ready for a fun match against Adam Rose. Fun old Adam Rose. But instead of like the happy party music and the bright strobe lights and shit, because there's no entourage there, the whole arena goes dark. Everyone's like, what's this? What's this all about? And then a man comes out onto the stage. He's wearing like a leopard print jacket, and he stalks out onto the stage, creeps down to the ring. He looks pretty fucking deranged. The people in Bo Dallas are expecting Adam Rose, but instead, they've got Leo Kruger, the King of Africa. King of Africa, the mental mercenary.
Fucking
Kruger.
brilliant.
Yeah, so Kruger laughs dementedly as the match starts and he's clawing at Bo Dallas's face. He's trying to rip his face off. Literally. So after a while, after watching Leo Kruger just animalistically try to just rip apart Bo Dallas, the referee has to call the match off. He forces Leo Kruger out of the ring. Since Kruger seems more intent with pulling Bo Dallas apart than actually beating him in a wrestling match. So Leo Kruger is being dragged back to the locker room by officials and security because he just wants to hurt Bo Dallas, So they stand guard over him at backstage as one of the backstage interview people, let's say Renee Young, because I couldn't think of another one around 2014 or 15. So I'm like, Renee Young's pretty good. So she comes up and obviously wants to get the scoop. She asks him what happened, why he flipped out like that. And he starts giggling to himself in a very strange manner. He tells her that he hasn't done anything out of the ordinary. He hasn't done anything that a mercenary like Leo Kruger wouldn't have done. He skins animals in his spare time. He just wanted to add a new trophy to his collection, a new animal head for his wall. And wouldn't Bo Dallas's head look perfect up on his wall?
Nice.
Renee says that everybody was expecting party animal Adam Rose. And Leo Kruger claims that he doesn't know who that is. But for the right price, he could pull that guy's teeth out if you want him to. Pretty lady. He runs a little hand down the cheek of Renee Young, and she backs off because the interview is over. So
I'm liking this. This is like a split personality kind of thing, right?
Yeah, yes it is.
Nice.
It's so obvious. Oh
yeah,
boy,
yeah.
I love this kind of
because they're two completely different characters.
Yes, exactly. They're polar opposites, So that's, Raw continues on as it does. And then SmackDown comes on at some point during the week after that, as it so often does. And it's from some random town in America. Let's say, I don't know, Soda Springs, Idaho. Soda Springs. Where are you from? Soda Springs.
What?
You probably don't think there's a big wrestling market in Idaho. Well, I say, fuck you. Everybody loves Idaho.
Yeah.
When was the last time any of them went to Idaho? I don't fucking know.
I live in Soda Springs, but I used to live in Dinosaur.
Yeah. How far away is like Colorado and Idaho? I don't know, but that's where they were.
5 minutes, I don't know.
Yeah, probably just down the road,
Yeah.
All right, none of that shit matters, right? We're talking about Adam Rose here. Or are we? Yes, we are, because on SmackDown, he comes out with his entourage. There's no bunny, obviously. The bunny's still at the hospital or the vets. But Adam Rose comes out with his entourage, and they're dancing, having a great fun time, high-fiving the audience. He does the little trust fall thing, all of that fucking bullshit. He's fighting Darren Young. Remember Darren Young? Boy,
I do remember Darren Young.
2015 WWE is fucking wild.
Seems like 20 years ago, right?
You're like, look at all these fucking people I've forgotten about.
Yeah.
My God. So he fights Darren Young. He starts to come out pretty trepidatiously. He's very unsure of what's going on. Adam Rose is like coaxing him into the ring. Like, come on in. We'll have a great time. We'll have some fun. Darren Young's like, I don't know about this, after what he saw and what everybody else saw on Raw a few days ago. He's a bit suspicious. But Adam Rose has a little glint in his eye. He throws his lollipop away. He's like, come on in, let's have a little fight. And the match goes on as you would expect it to. Adam Rose versus Darren Young, Although everybody is very careful and wary around, like the referee and Darren Young are kind of, watching him very carefully.
Side-eyeing him kind of thing, right?
Yeah, even his entourage are very, suspicious. They're not as enthusiastic as usual. Right. And after the match, which Adam Rose wins, he gets on the mic and he wants to know why. Why isn't everybody partying and having a good time? That's what life's all about, baby. So let's party. He's dancing all the way to the back, and his entourage are kind of following him. But again, they're like, what? Okay. So Raw comes around again. I ran out of stupid names, but there's plenty of other. If I spent the whole day researching stupid names in America, I'd be here forever. This, by the way, is no offense to any of our American listeners. What I'm saying is some of your town names are very strange.
I mean, so are ours in the UK, to be fair.
Exactly. I mean, I live in Ireland, you live in Scotland. We have some really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't argue with that. But yeah. I don't think they're going to get weirder than Dinosaur or Soda Springs. That's what I'm going to say about that. Anyway, Raw comes around. Once again, Adam Rose scheduled for another match. But once again, the lights go dark and the man with the leopard print jacket comes out. And he's got something in his hands. What's he carrying? He's carrying the bunny head from the bunny character. We haven't seen the bunny in a while, remember? So he has the head with him. He throws it up the stage on his way down to the ring as he gets a microphone before the match. He tells the world that he's Leo Kruger, the big game hunter, the mental mercenary, the self-proclaimed king of Africa. It's self-proclaimed, of course, but there's going to be nobody here to argue with him about it.
Does he say self-proclaimed, or does he just?
Well, that's what he says. He says it's self-proclaimed, but there's nobody here to argue with him about it.
Okay, right.
So therefore, it's true, right? He fought the bunny, and he was the winner because he's a big game hunter, and that was a big bunny. He ripped its head clean off, and it's weird because sometimes he'll see it. He'll see this giant bunny backstage, and every time he sees it, it irritates him. And he kills it. And if it turns up again, he's just going to have to kill it again. And whoever comes out to the ring next, maybe he'll have to rip their head off and throw them off the stage too. So it doesn't matter who comes out next, because whoever it is, let's say Curtis Axel, whoever it is, Leo Kruger tries to rip their head off as well. He just tries to just clawing at them, trying to get into them, So I think that's a good angle, having Leo Kruger literally trying to rip his opponents apart, while we were saying how there's a 180 between the two characters. You could have Leo Kruger focus more on hurting his opponents and trying to injure them or kill them, whereas Adam Rose is more like mind games and going for the win. So we're setting that up with the way he acts in the ring. Anyway, Curtis Axel loses to Leo Kruger, unsurprisingly. But we're heading into WrestleMania season, and Kruger's got nothing to do with WrestleMania, so let's give him a little feud. Now, at this point, Chris Jericho is on the WWE roster, although he's doing this angle where he's only really working at house. His contract is where he's only working house shows. He's not working TV. Yeah. But fucking, it's Chris Jericho, right? Let's have him on TV. Why wouldn't we put Chris Jericho on TV? I'm pretty sure we can coax him onto TV with a juicy storyline. So, Adam Rose meets Chris Jericho backstage, compliments him on being so savvy, being able to reinvent himself so much, Adam Rose has thought about reinventing himself too, but it's just too much fun being a party animal. He'll probably do that forever. And Chris Jericho isn't at all interested in Adam Rose or any of this party animal business. And he tells him to go away, as Chris Jericho probably would. Later that night, however, Chris Jericho was attacked backstage by the man in the leopard print jacket, Leo Kruger. So Kruger picks Jericho up by the hair and looks him in the eyes and remarks on how majestic this lion is.
Lionheart.
How good this lion's head will look on Leo Kruger's wall. The Lionheart of Japan and the King of Africa. What a fun feud this could be. See, It all ties together. It's all right there.
Yeah.
So we're going to have Jericho versus Kruger at WrestleMania 2015, a show which neither man was on in real life. So now they're both on it in a feud. That kind of makes sense. Now, I'm going to pull off a swerve here and have Chris Jericho win. Okay? Now, here's how it's going to go down. It's going to be Kruger versus Jericho. But Jericho gets the Adam Rose entourage to turn up and appear at ringside and cause a distraction on Leo Kruger. Like we've established, Kruger gets kind of bloodthirsty, and whenever he sees the bunny, he gets quite distracted. He wants to kill the bunny. So Jericho uses that as a distraction. And Jericho's got experience. He's a wily veteran. If you have him going over Leo Kruger, that makes sense. But if you do it in a way like that, they both look good. It's not a clean win. Jericho got the win because of the distraction, right? So you do something like that, it can't all be like a totally one-sided feud. Jericho's got to have a bit of shine to him. That's how you do a feud. Everybody, you motherfuckers need to listen to this because we know how to book a feud. So yes, we have the mindset that if Jericho hadn't done that distraction, Leo Kruger would have won. That's the angle, right? So that leads to a rematch at the next pay-per-view, where that time Leo Kruger just dominates Jericho and beats him, destroys him. And after the match, it looks like he's about to tear Jericho's head off before once again he's stopped by the officials and security. So that's at the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, which is Extreme Rules, I think. Now, Leo Kruger has been at WrestleMania, and the month after that, he's beaten Chris Jericho. We're looking pretty good. Now, yeah, we've established that Jericho is the first guy to beat him on the main roster, right? But like we said, it's at WrestleMania. It was by Chris Jericho, and it was by distraction. That shit all makes sense, as opposed to saying, oh, it was Kane on a random episode of fucking Raw, right? Because Jericho and Kruger are feuding. Kane and Adam Rose weren't. You know what I mean?
Corporate Kane, yeah.
You have to make shit make sense, and that's what we do on this show. So, in real life, at that WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan won the Intercontinental Championship, but he had to vacate it due to injury. And he officially relinquished it on May the 11th. And in real life, the vacant belt was won in an Elimination Chamber match at the pay-per-view called TLC.
What?
No, I'm only joking. It was the Elimination Chamber.
Right. Sounds like a WWE thing, to be fair. Like,
I know, right?
I believed you right away,
But that was at the end of May 2015, and we're going to tweak things a little because, as I recall, that Elimination Chamber match wasn't super good because that was a match in the chamber, so it was 6 people, and they were all fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. But I want to strip things down a little bit. The match is still going to happen at that pay-per-view.
Sure.
This is a complicated thing about having the pay-per-views named after matches, right? So we're going to have Leo Kruger. Well, we're going to have the finals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but it's not going to be in the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear. So we'll have a little mini tournament, and the finals are going to be our boy Leo Kruger and the real life winner of that Elimination Chamber match. Okay. Do you remember who that was?
I couldn't even guess. Give me a clue.
Well, I'm going to tell you in 1 second, and it's all going to kind of make sense. Okay.
Okay.
So, for this little tournament, originally it was Adam Rose that entered the tournament because he thought the gold would look nice and sparkly. It wouldn't that be a really good talking point at a party? You know what I mean? Life of the party. Wouldn't that be great? But once we know what the finals are going to be, that's going to be determined at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, Leo Kruger comes out because he realizes that he has a chance to hunt the biggest game of all, one of the biggest animals in the WWE, Ryback. That's right. The finals are going to be Ryback against Leo Kruger. And once Kruger takes a look at Ryback and sees what he's up against, he's like, look at this big dominating animal. You know what I mean? A big mindless beast walking amongst the men. What a trophy that would make. The legendary Ryback's head up on Kruger's wall. What a trophy. Almost as legendary as the Intercontinental Championship himself. And he can use that to hold up his belt that's made out of pure lion's pelt. You know what I mean? It's all making sense. Ryback obviously tries to vocally joust back with Leo Kruger, but you probably heard Ryback talk, and you probably read some of his tweets So you know that so you know that doesn't go the way Ryback wants it to go. He's not exactly the wordsmith that he thinks he is.
No.
And so he decides to forego the clever wordplay and rely on his brute strength. He tries to attack Adam Rose backstage. So like Adam Rose comes to the arena one day and he notices, this is a little suspicious. There's a new member of my entourage. a surprisingly bulky new member dressed up as a different kind of animal. Let's say it's a dog. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But of course, unfortunately for Ryback, he clearly hasn't been paying attention because he's trying to sneak attack Adam Rose by hiding as like a big animal. But if he'd been paying attention, he would know that Leo Kruger doesn't really like it when he sees big animals hanging out backstage, does he?
As found out with the bunny.
Exactly. So Adam Rose turns up. He sees this giant dog in his entourage, and the Leo Kruger side comes out. He's determined to get the head off this giant dog. So they start brawling backstage, and Leo Kruger rips the head off the dog, and he realizes it's Ryback under the mask, and now he's even happier. He's like, I wanted this dog, but I'm gonna kill the Ryback. There we go. So both men are separated by officials and security, but this brawl goes on for a long time. Kruger is placed in handcuffs to stop him from assaulting anyone, because he's like, how many times in this rebook and has he been separated by security?
Yeah, stop trying to pull people's heads off, man.
Yeah. So they finally like, right, we're gonna put him in handcuffs. That's on like the episode of Raw before Elimination Chamber, right? So because of Leo Kruger's unpredictable nature, now we're heading into Elimination Chamber, but that match is up in the air. It's possible that it could be just thrown out, that they're not going to do it, or they find a replacement for Kruger, or one possibility is just awarding Ryback the championship if Kruger can't turn up, if he can't be trusted. So backstage at Elimination Chamber, the Adam Rose personality comes out, and he wonders why he's back there in handcuffs. He's like, what's going on? All I want to do is party. Why am I in handcuffs? What happened at this party? You know what I mean?
What was in that punch?
What did I drink? Like, I'm just trying to have a good time, and now I'm being cuffed and shackled for what? For being a party animal? For having a good time? Is that so offensive?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? So the guard who's looking after him is kind of swayed by his smooth talking. He's like, that. You make a good point, sir. Why am I looking after you, this party guy? Like, what's up with that? So he lets him out of the cuffs, which of course is a bad idea. Leo Kruger clutches him by the neck and tells him that a party animal is still an animal. So Ryback is waiting in the ring. He's ready to be presented with the Intercontinental Championship. He's like, give me my belt, motherfuckers. And they're doing the 10 count, which is stupid because they know Adam Rose is backstage.
Yeah.
Handcuffed. He can't come out. And then the lights go out. And the man with the leopard print jacket comes out onto the stage, stalking his way onto the stage. He's ready to fight. He's ready to win another trophy. He's ready to rip another man's head off. So we have the match. And I would obviously have Leo Kruger win over Ryback, showing a really ruthless side. We've already established that we're setting up a schizophrenia storyline with Adam Rose.
Yeah.
You've got the fun-loving party animal with the Adam Rose and the deadly serious and really creepy Leo Kruger. Two different sides. You never know which personality you're going to get whenever he turns up to defend his newly won Intercontinental Championship. And I would have a good run as IC champion because people might be afraid to fight him because they don't know which side they're going to have to fight. It's like, you got an inbuilt story right there. You can write that for months. Now, this was in 2015. And in 2016, they started the brand split up again. So I thought, by that point, wouldn't it be fun if you had like Adam Rose on one show and Leo Kruger on the other show?
Yeah.
There's possibilities. There's shit to do with it, But typically, they didn't do any of this stuff. Missed opportunity. So that's where my rebooking would end right there. But by that point, we've established Leo Kruger as a real cutthroat mercenary. But we've also established Adam Rose as a guy who can get in the ring and get the job done despite his party animal kind of tendencies. You know what I mean? Both sides of Adam Rose / Leo Kruger end up looking really, really good. And also, you get a good storyline out of it. And also, Ryback doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship. It's win-win-win. There you go.
Dude, like, I knew going into this that Leo Kruger was going to factor in some way. So I knew there was going to be a transition from Adam Rose to Leo Kruger. But I did not predict it being this way, where they're both they're both still active in the roster, but they are just literally a split personality between this Adam Rose and Kruger, whoever it is. Love the way you played that. That makes so much sense. It's so interesting as well to see, like when you had like Adam Rose attack the Ryback dog, whatever he's dressed up as. You see that transition from Adam Rose to Leo Kruger. I love that. You know what else I like as well. So you didn't focus too much on this, but you mentioned the entourage. Them following Adam Rose. And they're kind of after the whole bunny thing, like they're following Adam Rose more out of like fear than anything else. Like they used to follow. Yeah, they used to follow on to party, but that's not happening anymore. They saw what happened to the bunny. They don't want that to happen to them. So they follow him against their will, and like they're like kind of fake partying kind of thing, like pretending to have a good time, but on their faces they look terrified. I love like just the thinking of that. There's so much you could do with that.
Yeah, exactly.
With the IC title tournament, so like I love the direction you took it in with Ryback, but I just had to get this through because I thought it'd be interesting as hell, and it's maybe slightly Russo, but I mean I'm going to go for it. But, so imagine this. So you kind of like you touched on this a little bit at the end with them both being in different brands, but what if Lou Kruger got to the final and his opponent is Adam Rose?
Oh, I was afraid you were
because well, they have them on either side of the bracket. So, Adam Rose is winning all his matches, Leo Kruger's winning all his matches. You get to the main event and it's like, shit, what happens now? And like maybe that's where he either, sticks with Adam Rose or sticks with Leo Kruger. He just embraces one of those gimmicks and that's the way he stays forever. If you ever need to get out of this split personality gimmick and you want to just focus on him being Kruger, then you can do that. And just it's a really interesting kind of finish to it. So
you are just determined to not have Ryback on the show at all.
Yeah, just
you know what?
Also, my story Ryback fired. Yeah.
Oh my god! I don't know if you read any of Ryback's tweets. That shit is funny as hell.
You must have seen the tweet about the poll they put up. Like, where should I wrestle next?
Yes.
When AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, or should I retire? It's like 95% say retire.
That was part of it because he put that up 3 times.
Yeah,
he did that 3 times, and then afterwards he was like, "People don't realize that it was a joke, and I put that up on purpose." I'm like, I don't think you did. I think the second and third time were a joke because he realized he'd done fucking something stupid. Because in the second and third time, he's sitting there like, don't vote for retire, that kind of thing. Like, yeah, but then like, why put it there? That Ryback man, he's such a fucking anomaly. So I'm with you. I wouldn't have had him on the show at all. Like,
scrap Ryback.
That's why I had him lose because I'm like, fuck that idiot, man. He's the stupidest fucker. But anyway, we're not talking about Ryback. We're talking about Adam Rose.
Dude, one of your best ones yet. Not a word of
I really like this one. I
really enjoyed this. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you would because it plays more in the sports entertainment bit. There's a storyline with like his character and stuff, and I'm like, yeah man, I had a lot of fun writing this one.
There's some proper intrigue there. It's a really interesting storyline. You could do so much more with it as well.
Yes.
And just and you get Leo Kruger in the main roster, which is the main thing because Leo Kruger's fucking awesome. So. Dude, incredible.
But I like Adam Rose as well, so I'm like, well, can we have both? And in my storyline, yes, we do. We get both.
Absolutely, you can have both. Yeah,
it is great. So that was a lot of fun. But should we keep the party rolling?
Party ain't done yet.
Party's not gonna stop. And 2 party people like you and me, we party all the time.
We sleep all day and party all night.
Exactly. I understand that reference.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Woo!
Wee! Yes, should we have a little word from our sponsor, the Making Kayfabe podcast on Patreon?
Let's get a word from our sponsor, the Making Kayfabe podcast on Patreon.
Excellent. It's a mouthful, but
the Making Kayfabe podcast on Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah. We should have said our Patreon page. Are you looking for the perfect gift to give to your wife and or significant other this year for Christmas?
Who? Me?
That's right, I'm talking to you, whoever you are. If you want to surprise your significant other with something amazing this year, why not get them the sweetest gift of all? a subscription to our Patreon page. That's right, my friend. At patreon.com/making kayfabe, there's all sorts of fun surprises for you to enjoy. That's right, I'm talking to you. You.
Me?
That's right. Tell me, sir, and or madam, do you like Braun Strowman?
I do like Braun Strowman.
Would you like to hear Braun Strowman as a farmer?
I've dreamed of this moment for years and years. Yes, I would love to hear Braun Strowman as a farmer.
But
Tell me, do you also have The Rock going up against his arch nemesis, the paper?
Yes, we certainly do. But wait, there's even more. Would you like to hear what happens when John Cena gets hit by a bus?
I sure would.
You probably didn't even think it was possible. But guess what? On the Making Kayfabe Patreon page, patreon.com/Making Kayfabe, there's all of these scenarios and more. That's right, plenty more. And it's all available for the low price of £5 per month or £10 per month if you want to subscribe to the Sexy Awesome tier, where you get bonus content such as John Cena getting hit by a bus, or the little watch-along videos that we do, where you can literally watch along with us. How could you say no to such a wonderful, wonderful deal? So if you want to get yourself a sweet Christmas present, and or you suggest to a friend of yours who likes wrestling a really good Christmas present as well, why not try the Why not try the Making Kayfabe Patreon page? I think it's the best Christmas present of all. What do you think?
Gee, mister, that sounds great. I'm going to go and buy my wife, my mother, my sister, my father, my uncle, my grandparents, and my kids Making Kayfabe podcast Patreon subscriptions. Thanks, mister.
Excellent. And now I will not kill you. So you made the right choice. You're free to go. Oh, boy. Plus, we have Samoa Joe as well.
But yeah. Don't forget Samoa Joe rebooking. Fucking hell.
Subscribe today, kids.
I think we played off that one awfully well. Didn't sound improv at all.
I think we nailed it. I think people are really gonna buy that one.
That's it. We got them now.
If that doesn't get us 1 million subscriptions, I don't know what.
I don't know what will.
Oh boy.
Patreon.com/Making Kayfabe, my friends. If you want to support the podcast, we're there. £5, £10 tiers. Get 10, 11, fucking 11 exclusive rebookings because you just recorded one the other day. Head cheese. We've got head cheese on there. So, patreon.com/Making Kayfabe.
The £5 tier is for the rebookings. You get one extra rebook in a month alongside these rebookings, which is great. And then for the £10 Sexy Awesome tier, you get the watch-alongs, and you also get the Kayfabe Conundrums, which are even twistier versions of the Kayfabe Tombolas that we do at the end of every show. So check it out and let us know what you think. I think you're going to like it. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a Making Kayfabe fan, you're going to dig it.
Patreon.com/Making Kayfabe. By the way, speaking of Kayfabe Tombolas.
Yes? Is that the transition to the next bit?
Ruggy?
You want to play Making Kayfabe Tombola?
Yeah.
So, that was a whole lot of fun. We had a hell of a party with Adam Rose, but now we're getting into the come down part of the party when we're really starting to feel sleepy and a little bit hungover. It's Kayfabe Tombola. Everybody's favorite part of the show, especially Bryce's.
Oh, I love it.
Especially when it comes to the part whenever... I mean, you love it whenever you have to give Tombolas to me. But now in a week like this where I have to give a Tombola to you, are you going to be as excited? I don't know.
We'll soon find out.
Yes, we certainly will.
Who's giving the Tombola this week? I'll decide when I find out who's giving it.
Well, it's a good friend of the show this week. As you know, if you want to send in your own Tombolas, you can do that. You go to our Twitter page at Making Kayfabe, or send us an email, makingkayfabe@gmail.com, and you can send your own tombolas with 4 wrestlers, 4 scenarios, and the wonderful individuals who did that this week is the Sweet Chinwag podcast on Twitter.
Hey, our boys.
Sweet Chinwag, thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate it, And yes, our boys at Sweet Chinwag have decided to curse you this week. So how happy are you about that, Bryce?
I don't know. I do like the Sweet Chinwag podcast. So I
that's what I was
don't know how
gonna
much I'm
say,
going to
like-
like them when I find out these choices. Mate.
Exactly.
Let's see. Yeah.
Is it worse when it's somebody that you know and admire? You know what I mean?
Tell you what,
'Cause-
I might not like them after this Tombola, so I'm going to plug their show now. Sweet Chiang Mai podcast, folks. Go check them out. Every podcast app. They are
Yeah.
really good guys. We've been on an episode once. We talked about ECW Zombie. We talked about Sandman.
Yeah, we did.
The ECW Zombie is their fault, actually. That rebooking's
Yes,
their fault. So
that is true.
go check them out, guys. Really good show. Really good show. Deserve more love.
And if you don't like their tombola, then we'll cut that bit out entirely. So, well, everybody knows the drill. If this is your first episode of Making Kayfabe that you've listened to, number one, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And second of all, it's a very simple game at the end of the show where we get Bryce to very quickly improv a little rebooking himself. It's going to be 4 wrestlers, 4 scenarios. They're going to be hidden away. Bryce is going to select one at random. He's going to have 60 seconds to tell me a storyline based on that scenario and that wrestler. Couldn't be easier. And like we said, the scenarios and wrestlers have been sent in by Sweet Chin Mike. And you can do the same if you want to. Making Kayfabe at Twitter. MakingKayfabe@gmail.com. Simple. You'll soon get the gist of it. So I'm going to ask Bryce to give me a letter number combination. And we shall get the show on the road.
Give me the Dudleys.
The old 3D.
The 3D. Give me the 3D.
Yes.
The Dudley pick.
The Dudley pick. The 3D. 3D. Excellent choice there. Well, would you like to know who you didn't get?
Yes.
Well, I shall tell you. I had a pen to write that down, but I've lost my pen.
Oh, no. Surely you can remember 3D.
I mean, you say that, but anyway. Let me tell you who you didn't get. You did not get Test.
Oh, okay.
We've done before in the show.
Yeah, I've done before. Great episode.
You didn't get Test. You didn't get Chuck Palumbo.
Okay, thank fuck.
Yes. And you did not get Mark Jindrak.
Oh, wow. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Evolution.
Wow. Not quite.
Sort of.
Not quite. He's. I mean, it's a shame when he's famous for not being an Evolution. And like
Yes,
a lot of
that's literally his thing.
a lot of people weren't in Evolution. You know what I mean? Yeah,
But
you gotta
he was
be
in
better.
Evolution. He was in the promo videos and stuff, right?
Well, briefly, but he wasn't really.
Yeah. But he was meant to be, and then Orton took his place.
Yes, exactly. And in retrospect, looks like they made the right choice.
I don't know, man. He made it quite big in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. Was it Triple A or CMLL, one of the two?
I mean, that's true, but I would also argue Randy Orton made it bigger.
Well, true. Yeah. Can't argue.
Yeah. Anyway, so you've got, let me tell you exactly who you got. Booker T.
Oh, okay. I like Booker T. This is going pretty.
Yeah. Booker T's fun. So I wonder what scenario he's going to be up to.
So far, so good, Switch MWAG.
Exactly. Just tell me about Booker T in 60 seconds.
I can talk.
Booker T is a nice
Where's
guy.
Booker T?
I liked it when Booker T did Spinner Rooney.
He's a rebook in the future.
I like Booker T. Yeah, I think that was a good idea. But we'll cross that. Well, we're about to get a rebooking right now.
Oh, yeah, true, actually, yeah. Depending on what this is, yeah.
Exactly. So let me tell you what he's not going to be doing. So Booker T will not be forming a tag team with D'Lo Brown and winning the tag titles. So you can't do that.
Oh, you're joking. So
That's
good.
out of there.
Huh.
Don't want to hear it. You're not going to have Booker T winning the IWGP Championship and he becomes the new ace.
Okay.
Not happening.
Okay.
No Booker T. No. It's a bad Booker T. You're not going to have Booker T crashes a car into Shane McMahon. I like that one.
Oh, wow.
Sweet
That's so
Jim
random.
Wag. I very much like that one. That was just... Yep, crashes a car into Shane McMahon. You didn't get that. But let me tell you what you did.
Was that not Kane that did that? I remember.
Was it?
I remember something with Shane McMahon and Kane in a car.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
was
it
it not
was...
that Shane McMahon put Kane in a car and they crashed it into something and it went on fire?
But didn't they have an ambulance match?
They did.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Maybe that. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't remember. There was some kind of weird feud between... Because you know what people were like? They're like, God, Kane's pretty good, but can we see him fighting like a middle-aged guy who's never been trained as a wrestler? I think that's the best way to get the best out of Kane. And then somebody's like, wouldn't you like to see him fight Adam Rose for no reason?
Yeah. Well, why would we put him against this middle-aged guy who has little wrestling experience and make them equal? That's what we should do.
That's not a terrible idea whatsoever.
No.
Anyway, you
But
didn't
what did I get?
I'll tell you what you got. You got Booker T. And he has to. Well, Booker T gets his own special gimmick match, but the only weapons you're allowed in this gimmick match are vacuums. You don't seem excited.
I mean, like,
you weren't expecting now, were you?
No, but you know me. I've got a history of coming up with just fantastic special gimmick matches. So
yeah, I think you were hoping just for me to end it there, but no, you also have to have the special weapon, the only weapon that allowed in this gimmick match.
Hoovers, right?
Yeah, a vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
Okay, a vacuum cleaner. Okay.
What do you think of the Sweet Chin Mike podcast now?
I mean, I've heard better podcasts.
This one, for example.
I'm joking, guys.
It's like you guys are on thin ice. Are they on the party list? Are they allowed in?
No, they're not on the party list anymore. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes.
Exactly. So Bryce is gonna have 60 seconds. He's got something. He's got it. He's got it already. He's got it.
Hold on. Right. Yeah. I'm ready.
He's ready to go.
Oh, wait until you hear this. Wait until you fucking hear this.
This is like Dumpy from last week, is it? It's like you figured it out quickly.
Just go. Don't ruin my inspiration. I've got something.
Okay, so Bryce is gonna have 60 of your Earth seconds in order to tell us all about Booker T when he gets his own special gimmick match, but the only weapon is vacuum cleaners. Bryce, are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna count you down from 3, and then I'm gonna press start. So you're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Get sucking. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's simple.
So it's a book.
Do it. I've started already.
So Booker T, right, he's been given the opportunity to create his own match, which is great because Booker T's a creative guy. Think of all the creative catchphrases he has, calling himself a 5-time WCW champion. And then there's this other catchphrase, which is really going to fit this match really fucking well. So the special match, as Sweet Chin might say, it's got to feature vacuums in some way, which is great because famously, vacuums suck. And Booker T's always asking, can you dig it, sucker? Yeah. So now it's time he finally finds out. So, we have the can you dig it sucker match, which is a cross between a buried alive match and something else. But essentially, the winner of the match is the first man to bury a vacuum cleaner in dirt, like in buried alive matches. And the vacuum cleaner can be used as a weapon as well when they hurt. And anyway, Booker T faces Stevie Richards in the Can You Dig It Sucker match, and it turns out that Stevie Richards can totally dig it sucker, and he beats Booker T for every heavyweight championship that's ever existed, and then that's the end of it.
That's it. You did it on time and everything.
Dude, how fucking perfect was that?
I for a while I was like,
dig it sucker.
Yeah.
Hoovers suck. Like,
there was a moment where I'm like, he's got this really quick. I wonder what it is. And then once you started, I was like trying to get to the Booker T bits. I'm like, okay, I got it. Like I got it just before you said the catchphrase thing. I'm like, okay, that's really good though. That's really clever.
Dude, inspiration just fucking struck there. I was like, don't let me lose this. Let's just go.
Exactly. That totally worked. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
See, maybe these sweet Chinwag guys they know what they're talking about.
They got lucky this time. I don't know.
Next time you won't be so lucky.
That's it. Yeah, you get a pass this time, guys. I don't know what I would have done if it was fucking Chuck Palumbo's.
I was going to say, match. Can you imagine? It was like Mark Jindrak gimmick match with his vacuums. I'm like, well, he really sucks. So that was something like that. Excellent work. Can I say that? See this under pressure? How good we are at booking stuff? It's ridiculous,
That's it. It's amazing that we spend literally hours like making these episodes and like we come up with shit like that in 60 seconds.
I know. Premium stuff.
So premium.
We give it away for free. WWE's listening to this going, I like it. Vacuum cleaner match. It's so easy. But they wouldn't do a Booker T. They'd give a gimmick to somebody else. Like, you fucking idiots. Anyway, that was fun. Well, that was a fun episode, wasn't it? What a hell of a party that was. Unfortunately, now we get to the end of the party where everybody's all sleepy and we have to clean up after each other. I'm like, I don't want to have to clean up this. We made a hell of a mess, Booker T and Stevie Richards putting dirt all over the place. They buried all our vacuum cleaners for some reason.
Burying the vacuums, yeah.
I'm like, I need those vacuum cleaners to clean up the dirt. It's ridiculous. Adam Rose, Leo Kruger in here, like ripping heads off animals. There's blood everywhere.
You doing in there fighting like bunnies
Fighting
in the pet
rabbits.
shops.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been doing it, but I just had a few drinks. I thought it seemed like a good idea. That's how good a making kayfabe party can be. You know what I mean? It's a wild old time, unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen next.
Thanks for coming to the party, guys.
Exactly. See, that's why you have to stick around and keep coming to the party, because you never know what's gonna happen next. You really don't. You know, it's always a new surprise. But of course, we're gonna be here next week with another rebooking. Next week's rebooking is gonna be done by my good friend Bryce, who just so happens to be right here, right now.
Oh, wow.
Bryce.
There he is, Bryce.
There he is. Bryce, have you got any little tips or anything you want to say about next week's rebooking? Little surprises?
It's going to be a surprise, this booking, I think, because this is something that's it's a wrestler who is an independent talent, actually. One of the better known independent talents, but I don't believe he's signed anywhere at this stage. So it's I'll put the thing up on the Twitter. You can guess who it is, but yeah, it's going to be an independent wrestler. It'll be interesting. Yes,
he does have a big following, as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah.
I think that means a lot. Pretty much everybody I think that follows Making Kayfabe, you're gonna know who this guy is. So
should be aware at least, yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear your suggestions. There's gonna be a little thread posted on a Twitter page, Making Kayfabe. So keep your eyes peeled for that and put your suggestions down. See if you can guess who it is before we reveal who it is. I think you're gonna like it. Let's put it that way. You know, we don't want to give anything away, but if you want to hear what that is, that means you're going to have to stick around for next week. So if you guys like the show, if you could give us a little 5-star review on all those podcast apps, that helps us grow as a brand and get more people to listen to the show, which really helps. It really does. And that means we can keep bringing more premium content, such as Booker T buried in a vacuum with Stevie Richards. We can keep bringing that stuff to you guys week after week, and we love doing it. And we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I had a lot of fun with this one. And I hope you guys had fun listening to it too. Make sure to stick around for next week, where, like we said, you're going to see a very surprising independent wrestler getting a good storyline. You're going to want to stick around for that. But until then, my friends, we will see you then. So keep it kayfabes, and we will see you later.